Okay, so let's go on the record in the matter, Joseph Andrzejak versus Eric Cox and Scott Goder, 2400996. Okay, Mr. Cox and Mr. Goder, you can sit right here, please. And Mr. Andrzejak, you can sit over that way, okay? Yes. All right, so there's no talking in court, please. Both Mr. Andrzejak and Mr. Cox, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirm the testimony about to give in this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Mr. Andrzejak?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cox?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and forgive me, I pulled up my notes and it said that you all live together and that you were all coming in person for a hearing. But it doesn't let me print anything and I couldn't access anything else. This darn update has not worked very well. So, Mr. Andrzejak, you own the home and you're friends with Mr. Cox and Mr. Goder?
Acquaintances, yes.
Acquaintances?
Yes.
Acquaintances to the point where you allow them to move in?
He's a master manipulator.
Hold on, I'm going to tell you right now. We are not going to go about making assumptions or calling people names or trying to characterize somebody, okay? Because that doesn't prove helpful when we're trying to resolve something, or for my purposes, so that I can render the appropriate judgment, okay?
I never uttered the words, you can live with me, and there was no lease agreement. There's no agreement of anything.
How long have you owned the home, sir?
January of last year.
So January of 23?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who moved in first, Mr. Cox or Mr. Goder?
They both moved in at the same time around September of 23.
Okay, and how do you know the defendants?
I met Eric through the bar that I worked at 10 years ago. I worked there, he was a customer to the bar.
Okay, so that was 10 years ago. Did you maintain communication and friendship?
For a couple of years, he told me that he was in a coma and almost died, and we lost contact. I put on Facebook that I needed help with painting my house, just support, just anything with the house, and he offered to assist.
Okay, so he offered to assist. Was there a discussion as to what the assistance was?
He said he would help me paint the bathroom, change light fixtures, hang pictures, a handrail.
So how did it come to be then that Mr. Cox started sleeping there?
One day I was going to pick him up to do some minor work at my house because he got his car repossessed from him. He lived in Ohio and it was about an hour drive. I had to urinate very badly, so I asked him, may I come inside and use the bathroom? The stench of urine was so bad that I couldn't even fully go to the bathroom. I said, wow, this is disgusting. How do you live here? You shouldn't live here. And he took it upon himself as, oh, I'm offering my upstairs, the empty room to live in.
Mr. Cox, is that how that conversation went about you moving into the home?
Not at all, Your Honor.
Okay, so how did you end up living at the home?
Well, I did offer to help Joey with some repairs, but it got extremely extensive. About 1,680 hours put in at his home. He was right.
Sir, my
Yes,
question is, how did you end up living at the home?
He invited us to stay after seeing the state of our apartment.
What was the words that Mr. Andrzejak used?
You need to get out of here and you can come and stay with me.
Okay, so you both kind of agree about you shouldn't be staying here, you need to get out of here. But where there's a disagreement is that Mr. Andrzejak is testifying that he did not say you need to come stay with me. And sir, you're saying that he said you need to come stay with me.
Yes, he did. I mean, he even bought me a bed.
Did you buy him a bed?
He insisted I did because he had no.
Yes or no? Did you?
Yes, I bought. Yeah, I purchased a bed and he used my credit card to do so. Or my credit card was used to purchase a bed. Yes.
Did you give him the credit card?
No, I don't. He took me to the store and he wouldn't take no for an answer. I had to get him a bed because where is he gonna sleep? He would tell me. He twisted my arm and I was forced into it. I was forced into buying him a bed, yes. I had to forcibly buy him a bed.
Mr. Cox, where you live is not Mr. Andrzejczyk's responsibility. It's his home, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
It
so
is.
he wants you out. Why aren't you moving out?
Well, because we have paid him a total of now $8,257.22 for what we should have paid $2,800 in rent. The agreement was $350 per month.
Hold on a minute.
So
Hold on a
I
minute.
can prove.
Sir, hold on. You're saying that there is an agreement to pay $350 per month.
Yeah, he's not telling you the whole truth.
Hold on. My question is this, sir. Mr. Andrzejczyk has filed a petition for you to move out of the home.
Yes.
Have you filed anything else? Have you filed a complaint? Have you filed any counter complaint? Have you filed anything?
Police reports.
No, sir.
I'm not sure
In
what
this
else I
matter.
need to file.
In this matter, have you filed anything on this case? Whether it's an answer, a written counter complaint, or anything like that?
I didn't know I needed to.
Okay. Well, I can't give you legal advice, sir, but that's why you consult attorneys. Mr. Andrzejczyk owns the home. Is your name on the home?
No.
No. Okay, he wants you to move. So why aren't you moving?
Because I just filed with the state to pay $2,000 of utilities and for him, we've had multiple agreements which I have met and exceeded those terms.
Okay, is there anything in writing regarding a
There's no,
length of term of a lease?
there's nothing right
Okay.
no.
Well, I don't know of any law that says that he doesn't have the right to have you out of the home and regain control of the premises. You have 10 days, unless Mr. Andrzejczyk looks agreeing to extend that time, you have 10 days.
What about all the money that I paid him?
That's a separate action, sir. You haven't filed a counter complaint. You haven't filed a counter complaint. Are you agreeing to give Mr. Goder and Mr. Cox additional time to relocate?
No, Your Honor, I would actually request immediate removal I don't feel comfortable in my own home. For the past month, I've had to essentially set up shop in my garage and live inside my garage. I don't feel comfortable inside of my
No
own
talking
house.
in the courtroom. You need
I
to
have
talk
photo
to the
evidence of him, he has a colostomy bag, there is photo evidence of fecal matter in my shower, in the sink, all over the floor, all over the toilet. Disgusting, biohazard. I have tons of photos of it. He's claiming that he paid all this money. I have proof that he had not. The SERs that he filed were after the eviction notices. I've gathered together $15,644.83 of money that he spent on my credit cards that he said that he's gonna pay me back.
Okay,
I've
so
also
I'm just gonna say this, right? I'm not handling any money purposes.
Understood.
I'm not handling anything regarding money. I don't know if you filed a police report regarding that. I don't know if there's a civil lawsuit going on regarding either one of those.
Understood.
Mr. Andrzejczyk owns the home. He wants you out. And the fact that you're uncomfortable, sir, I don't have anything that's showing that there's a health hazard. I don't have any documentation that somebody has come to the home, condemned anything or supported that statement or anything of that nature.
I do have photo evidence. I printed them. I wasn't sure if I could submit them any other way. I figured physical would be best.
Well, sir, when you filed your action, did you file under the health hazard statute?
No.
Okay, so then the court doesn't have anything to do, can't do anything other than the 10 days. I can't do anything less than the 10 days.
Okay, as long as we have, that's perfect. As long
All
as
right,
we
so the
have
court's
some-
going to order after hearing that plaintiff is entitled to recover possession of the property. If the defendants do not move out by July 26th, plaintiff may apply for an order evicting the defendant. So it's after hearing as to defendant 1, default as to defendant 2. There may be additional money owed if damage to the property occurs or rent continues to accrue. And no money judgment will enter. The court will sign that judgment, sir. If you feel the court got it wrong, you certainly have 10 days to file your appeal. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Okay. Go.
Handling my street boss.
Now those freaks. Rah.
Right.
Then we have New Directions Housing versus Khadijah Mohammed.
And I think you indicated she was present.
Yeah, she's here in person. Okay, and this is an eviction filed for material noncompliance with the lease for gunfire, a gunfire incidents.
And Judge, we also have videos for this one, which hopefully are much clearer than the last ones. We have one
Okay.
video. Judge, may I ask who's present?
What's your name?
Argina Ford, I'm the mother.
Oh, you're her mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you all want to sit in those chairs?
Thank you.
Okay, go right ahead.
And Judge, may I ask is the mother going to be a witness or is she, I'm not sure what her position is in this.
I'm just here with her. Want me to sit here?
You're just here for support?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can sit with her, but you just can't participate, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Are we ready to start, Judge?
Ready?
Okay, thank you, Judge. State your name for the record, please.
Jackie Guilford.
And Ms. Guilford, are you familiar with the property located at 5?
Yes, sir.
And who is that occupied by?
Khadijah Muhammad.
And are there any other occupants of that unit to your best knowledge and belief?
No,
And you
she
have,
had a child, but
right, any other, I'll rephrase that, any other non-permitted occupant?
no. Thank you.
And you have sought to evict her for non-compliance with the lease, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain to the court what has happened that makes New Directions believe that eviction is in order?
She and her brother are involved in a gun shooting on April 23rd,
Of what year?
2024. I apologize.
Okay. And in the lease, paragraph 23C6, is that in violation of the terms of that lease?
Yes, sir.
Do you have 23C6 in front of you?
I do.
Can you recite that into the record?
Criminal activity by a tenant, any member of the tenant's household, a guest, or another person under the tenant's control that threatens the health, safety, or right to peaceful enjoyment of the premises by other residents, including property management staff residing on the premises, or that threaten the health, safety, or right to peaceful enjoyment of their residents by persons residing in the immediate vicinity of the premises.
Now, we have a video here that I want you to play for the court, or we can play it. And then I want
Okay.
you to describe what happened after we play it.
Okay.
I'll start it from the beginning. This video is date stamped April 23rd, 2024 at 10:03 a.m. Is
Yes,
this
sir.
something that is kept in the normal course of business by your employer?
Yes, sir.
Is this a video camera that's in place to keep the place secure?
Yes, sir.
And can you identify what building is this that the video was taken from?
550.
Okay, and is that the building in which apartment number 232 is located, in which Ms. Muhammad resides?
Yes, it is.
Now, if you look at the beginning of this video, there appears to be a woman holding a child. Can you identify
Yes.
that woman?
Yes, that is Khadijah.
And does she have a child with her that's her child?
Yes, sir.
And do you know who the other two individuals are in the beginning of this clip?
So one of them is her brother.
Which one do you know?
Yes, it's this one right here. The gentleman in the, I guess they're both in dark shirts. He's the one that's moving around throughout the video.
Okay, the one that's the most active.
Correct.
Okay. And
Close.
then later on in the video, there's another individual that approaches. Do you know who that person is?
Yes, I do. He
Who is that person?
You're talking about the gentleman in the earmuffs?
Yes.
Yes, he is Brenda Barker's son, who was previously evicted.
So Miss Barker was a former tenant
Yes.
and she was evicted by this court.
Yes, sir.
And it appears that there's a shooting that is perpetrated outside of this unit. Is that what this video depicts?
Yes, absolutely.
And the house rules that you've referred to prohibit dangerous activities. And is it the judgment of the landlord that activity such as this violates paragraph 23, section C6?
Yes, sir.
You gave notice to Miss Kahid to vacate. And when was that notice? So your records reveal?
April 25th, 2024.
And did she vacate?
She did not.
So you were forced to file this eviction, correct?
Yes, sir.
And how did you deliver this notice to her?
By mail and hand delivered.
And this notice is attached as Exhibit 3 to our complaint for eviction, correct?
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, to the trial exhibits, I'm sorry. And do you cite the same sections of the lease in your notice of termination?
Yes, sir.
Is it your belief that this is a non-curable event since the shooting already took place?
Yes, sir.
So you asked her to terminate the lease by May 10th of 2024?
Yes, sir.
And if she didn't, you threatened to file this eviction, which you did. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you like to have restoration of the premises back to new directions based upon the breach that you've discussed here with the court today?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I have no further questions.
Okay. Ms. Muhammad, do you have any questions for her, for Ms. Guilford? No, you can ask them from there, but right now it's not for you to testify. It's right now, it's just if you have any questions. No questions? Okay. Do you have any other witnesses?
Yes, I was going to call Miss Muhammad.
Okay, all right. I'm going to ask you to please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Joyner.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Muhammad, was that you in the video that we displayed for the court?
Yes, sir.
And were you carrying a child with you?
That's my daughter.
It is your daughter?
That's my daughter.
Okay. And what precipitated the gunfight that occurred outside your unit?
I was waiting for my sister. She had called me and she had told me that she needed a new phone. So I was waiting outside for her. And as I was waiting outside, I look up the dude that came down with the muffins. He started shooting across the street. And when he started shooting across the street, he came back in through the double doors and he fired again. And that's when I went back inside. I called my mama and I told my mama what happened.
And was your brother in that video as well?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what the shooting was about?
They said that it was over a female. Somebody's baby mama over a female.
And this shooting took place outside of your unit, correct?
Yes, sir.
And do you know who this person was that had the earphones on?
He used to live in the building. I don't know him like that, but I know him, but I don't know him like that. I just know him by being in the building.
And do you think it's safe for the other residents to have gunfire occurring outside of the building in which your unit resides?
No, sir.
I agree. Does your brother live with you?
No, sir.
Who else lives with you other than your daughter?
That's it.
This female that supposedly was in question doesn't live with you?
My sister?
Whomever this female was that you said it was a fight over a girl?
No, I don't know. I don't know the girl. They were just fighting over her.
Do you have any idea why this happened at your place?
No, sir. I just know. I know it happened outside. It didn't happen at my place. It happened outside.
Well, again, pursuant to your lease, and it was read into the record, it talks about the premises, and it states criminal activity. And I think you'd agree with me that shooting guns at people is criminal activity.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what was your brother doing there?
I guess he was with the dude. Wrong
Why were
place.
they at your place? Does your brother live in the complex?
No, sir.
Was he there with your permission?
No, sir.
So he just comes and goes as he pleases.
Yes, sir.
You don't let him in your unit.
No, sir.
When
Not
he
at
and
all.
his other friend went into the building, did they go into your unit?
No, sir. Not at all.
Why were they hanging out at your premises?
Who was hanging out at my
Your,
place?
your brother and the other fellow that was shooting?
They was outside shooting.
Right, but they were outside your building where your unit's located.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
And did you have a meeting with New Directions after this event occurred?
Yes, sir.
Who was present?
I forgot her name, but yeah, I went to the office and she had talked to me.
And do you agree that other tenants in this area shouldn't have to be faced with having people shooting guns at each other outside this building in your unit?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where does your brother live?
I can't even tell you. I don't even know. Once that happened, he ain't been back since.
But prior to that, he came quite often to your place, correct?
Yes, sir.
Judge, we would submit that this case is ready for judgment. If Ms. Muhammad wants to testify to any other respect, then we'll let her testify.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me, Ms. Mohammed?
I was just outside waiting for my sister so I can give her a phone because she had called me and she was like, "Sister, where you at?" I said, "I'm at home." She was
Keep
like,
your voice up so they can hear you. Okay?
she had called me. She was like, "Sis, where you at?" I'm like, "I'm at home." She was like, "I'm about to pull up. Can you bring me the phone?" And I went outside and I gave her the phone. And that's when the incident happened. As I was giving her the phone, that's when the incident happened.
Mhm. Anything further, Mr. Joyner?
No, Judge, but we submit that the admitted activity that Ms. Muhammad just talked about, the fact she admits that it's dangerous, the fact she admits it's not fair for the other residents to have to live in a apartment building wherein acts such as this take place, proves the case that she is in material noncompliance with the lease, that there is no question that there were individuals with whom she's associated with who used guns outside of the building in the unit which she resides, which endangered everyone in the building, and we would submit that we deserve judgment in this case.
Your Honor, might I address the court as a social worker for the court, if I might? I'm not well versed on the law, but I'm not sure or convinced that, or didn't hear in the lease, where just being associated with someone who shot outside their apartment is necessarily automatically non-renewed or violation of the lease. I'm just offering that as a concern. And
With all due respect, paragraph 23A6 talks about criminal activity by a tenant, any member of the tenant's household, a guest, or another person under the tenant's control. And she admitted that her brother was often a guest at her unit prior to this incident, although she did say that after this incident occurred, he's no longer been a guest. But there's no question that this activity fits the definition of criminal activity under 23A6.
So, Ms. Guilford, the fact that her brother has not been around since this incident happened, that doesn't change your mind. You still don't want her as a tenant?
No, ma'am. That video shows her discussing the incident with her brother and the other gentleman that's there.
So I understand what Ms. Ward Pugh is saying. I do think that the lease is clear, and what is really true for both this case and the last one that we discussed is that these are what the HUD lease allows is for the landlord to make a determination. And so that it doesn't require there to be police investigation. It doesn't require there to be an arrest made. It doesn't, if the landlord believes that criminal activity has occurred and believes that it threatens the peaceful enjoyment of the premises by other residents, then the landlord has the right to terminate. So I do think that what the landlord, I certainly understand your position, Tina, but I do think that what the landlord has done here is within their rights under the lease to terminate the lease. How old are you?
I'm 22.
Okay. Given her young age and the fact that she does have a child, Mr. Joyner, I know how difficult someone with an eviction on their record, how difficult it can be. And as young as she is with a baby, I would really like it if we could allow her a week or two to move out so she doesn't have an eviction on her record. Would you and your client be willing to do
Judge,
that?
I would highly recommend that we give her through the end of the month, if Ms. Guilford will agree.
That's very generous.
Yes, ma'am.
I can put this on the 31st, which is the last day at 11 o'clock. And if you've moved out and returned the keys, this will be dismissed so you won't have an eviction on your record.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
Would that work?
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor.
Ma'am, I told you couldn't participate, okay? All right? So I'm sorry, but no, you can't. She's an adult, okay? So.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're kidding me.
Oh my God.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. Today is an absolute joke. Interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself something.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Miss Green, we're gonna start bringing people in person. We're gonna learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
Times like these,
Okay.
come and go, so let this
Trust me, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.